Hey everyone, you are listening to Beyond the Ring podcast, and this is the Smackdown and AEW Rampage review. Guys, this week's Smackdown for me, it was a really good show, and it was a nice show, I would say, and it's slightly better than last week because the matches itself were somewhat decent, I would say. Don't know, but there was a very slight difference between last week and this week's show, and the add-on was the closing and the opening and the closing of the show was great, and especially the Roman and Cena face off and the promo battle was one of the talking point of this show, and that elevated this show very well, I would say. And so I would say that is a better show than last week. But yeah, so this week we actually began the show with Roman Reigns and Cena's promo. We expected a promo battle kind of thing, but considering the character of Roman Reigns, we didn't see that, but we did see some kind of sense of humor. I mean, from Roman Reigns. He's so good at his game right now. Like a 4-3-4. I think it was in 2017. It's like 4 years after. So it's been 4 years, and he's been so much improved on the mic right now, and his can. He has proved like he can hang up with one of the best on the mic, that's John Cena. But really, I would have to close it out like Cena actually ended this promo very well, and he's one of the top in the game and actually ended it very well. But Reigns actually exploded here and there with some of them like a very kind of controversial kind of thing, which they don't do, and kind of a pipe bomb style, you can say, as well. And yeah, and Cena didn't. I think I expected kind of maybe kind of an picking for you guys, but expected like Cena could have mocked kind of Roman Reigns, dragging him back to the 2017 days where they had the most embarrassing moment of Roman Reigns. The Cena could have touched upon that, but he didn't. I don't know why they didn't do that. Maybe something would they maybe would have turn on Roman Reigns character or something. Maybe they don't want to go that route so much. So that's don't know why, but Cena should have said that, because considering Roman Reigns actually mocked him of the failed relationship, ex relationship with Nikki Bella, and the position that he been using for so many years. That's the reason that she left, that Roman Reigns says. And another thing, Cena had a thing was the Dean Ambrose name drop that he did, and the Shield days that they had, and where Rollins was being used by Roman Reigns. And then Dean Ambrose was kicked out of it by you, and the close-up shot for Roman Reigns at that time really told a really good story. And yeah, and he's like man, he's going so many different routes, and it was really entertaining, I would say. A really great face off and really great promo. And I do expect next week to have some kind of a brawl or something. I do wanted to see. This was kind of a smiling kind of a battle, and Roman Reigns was all smile at this, and quite a lot of smile at this promo, I would say. And but really great promo, and you certainly would have to check out. And there was a point when he also told that he's one of the best storyteller, and you will have the best storyteller, and you would be in the Mount Rushmore, you would be the Hollywood and wrestling, and juggle between that. But you could not you could take WWE title, but you couldn't take Universal title. And just saying that the Universal title is a title, and that's the title representing him, and no one can ever take. So that was good as well. And Cena runs down all of the insecurity that he's shown about speaking about the positions and the personal things that he's trying to get into the head over. But he ain't that, because if he wins, he's gonna be the 17th time, so he's gonna make the history. So he then closes out with a 1 2 3 kind of angle where all it takes is just 1 2 3. And he also had a punk reference as well, where he says that he was hanging and was get the pin and jump the barricade and run out of the stadium as fast as he can, and might even blow a kiss like Punk did in the storyline that they had. And so that was a great reference. So quite a lot of reference, and quite a lot of reference to the CM Punk, and quite a lot of kind of a feel for pipe bomb, if not the pipe bomb. But it was a pretty great promo, I would say. And yeah, and this ended up with that reference, that Punk reference, and he just drops the mic, and that's it. And Cena just got over, get over from the ring, and that was it. And this was a great segment, I would say. The opening really was entertaining, fantastic, I would say. I do wanted to they should finish this build off with a great brawl next week. If they can do in the main event segment, that would be great. Not in the opening. Why do I want in the ending? And that would be great. That's just my thought. Do tell your thoughts about this opening segment, guys. What's your thought on that? And we get to the first match, which was Apollo Crews versus Shinsuke Nakamura. This was not for the championship contender match. Oh man, this is for the Intercontinental title match, and Shinsuke Nakamura wins, and he's finally the new IC title. I mean, he's trying for so many weeks and months, and he's finally got it. So after becoming King Nakamura, he's finally getting something good. So it was a decent, nice match, I would say. And it was nice to watch through. And he gets victory via Kinshasa, and it was a great moment for him, and finally winning the IC title. So that's a great achievement. Then we get to second match, Street Profits was Alpha Academy. This match was also a fun match, I would say, especially Chad Gable and Montez Ford working a great pro wrestling match, a great wrestling match, back and forth. And how much of a good wrestler Chad Gable is shown there. And it's the fact is, he's not very charismatic in the looks, and as well as he's not very good in the promo, but he's still good. He can talk, and he can hang it over, and hang it on. And but he doesn't have a kind of a reach advantage like Kurt Angle or something. That's what he actually that's what he's kind of limited. He's not pushed into the main title or something. Not even get a mid card title as well. So that's a great one of the great talent Chad Gable is, but kind of a overlooked kind of talent, where people don't take him seriously. But he's one of the best talent. If pushed, it would be great. And I would say the first run that he had, the babyface run, was so much good. And as a heel as well, he's doing good. But he's still stuck around kind of in that Otis. And I think so. Maybe Otis would be turning, because they are not getting the victories. And so the commentators actually sold this match like a maybe one of the two would be getting an opportunity after SummerSlam for the tag team title, because the Mysterios versus Usos for the SmackDown tag team title is actually confirmed for SummerSlam. So maybe so Street Profits get the victory here. And as in the end, Ford flies onto Otis outside, while Dawkins hits Gable with a double underhook rolling neck breaker to get the victory. Decent, enjoyable match, I would say. And just about good to watch through. Nothing over the top, I would say. And we get into the next recap of the Bellairs and Banks situation, where Banks actually turned on Belair, and that was shown. And then we had the Mysterios had a segment where Rey Mysterio is getting told that to Dominic, that to remind him that not to be overconfident, and just to be hungry, stay hungry and humble. So he's kind of I think so they are kind of teasing a small angle to be played out for the Rey Mysterio versus Dominic, because maybe Rey Mysterio wants to get it done with a rivalry with his son, but because one of his wish was to become the tag team champion, and they were for successful for 2 to 3 months in the position that they were getting, and finally his Rey Mysterio would have thought that. His age is kind of coming up, so maybe they are kind of teasing because they could play it out this storyline very nicely if you think so, because Rey Mysterio is kind of putting a pressure on Dominic to win and to be kind of you are in the family, and so you are the legacy, and kind of pressuring him, mental pressure that he's giving. So maybe one of the moment any of the Smackdown episode, Dominic finally snaps on his father and brutally attacks him. So I do think that Dominic attacking Rey Mysterio should be the story if they wanted to do that angle, and they have been teasing for many few weeks right now. So I don't know, they're just doing for no other reason. I think so they are doing it purposefully. So we get to the third match, tag team match, Rey and Dominic Mysterio versus Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, and same kind of match, was nothing, where Rey Mysterio and Dominic Mysterio got the victory via Dominic gets a victory roll. So just that, and we had Usos kind of had a distraction as well on the Titatron as well. So that didn't kind of played it well for Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode, but the faces got the victory here, and just a average match, and we finally get into the Corbin stuff, and this was so long, man. He was this was said to be as a last plea segment for him. He demands $1,000 and from everyone in the crowd. I mean, if you want. I mean, there's 8,000 people, and you want 8 lakh pounds or some 8 lakh dollar or something just to live through. I mean, get serious, man, get serious. Kevin Owens comes up, and he is kind of dumbfounded to listen this, and he don't wants to Baron Corbin pissing crowd off every week. So he asks, Baron Corbin says that he wants $1,000 from him, and then Baron Corbin again changes his character and just mocks, if you are not. I mean, you are one of the kind of he just said a piece of kind of shit, he says, and that kind of created an opening for Kevin Owens and hit the stunner. And Kevin Owens then says that you have an opportunity. If you win against me, I will give you $1,000. So that kind of created a match, which was just to fill a time. And Baron Corbin versus Kevin Owens, and this was a nothing match. Corbin doesn't get the victory here, and Kevin Owens won via stunner and gets a sunset flip. And Kevin Owens was really smooth, and he's one of the top baby face, and I don't know why they are overlooking him and pushing him against Roman Reigns. After this program would be a great program against again. I would say that, and I really want Kevin Owens to be have another program with Roman Reigns Universal Title, if because he's such a good baby face, and he's just such a good wrestler that you can never kind of hate his matches. Even this match wasn't that bad to watch through, I would say, and but it was nothing, I would say, but just a fill time, and Owens kind of misses his stunner in the end, gets a sunset flip and gets a victory here, and so that maybe we could see a rematch or something next week, because Baron Corbin would be saying that he got the roll up, but that wasn't the case, because post match Kevin Owens kind of had an insult on the injury because he gave another stunner for him, and after that we got a segment where he's roaming around backstage. Kayla Braxton comes to what now, and he just runs over Biggie and takes a briefcase, Money in the Bank briefcase, and just runs over. I think so. Biggie versus Baron Corbin storyline would be there for some weeks right now. I mean, I just thought about that. Is this just over? But it was not, man. And the commentators just told that Sonya Deville is in the ring, Sonya Deville is in the ring, kind of telling that Sonya Deville would be stating something kind of, but she ain't, man. She ain't doing anything for that. And Sonya Deville actually welcomes Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. This was the final segment of the show, and they were going for the contract signing. So we had a certain change where Zelina Vega and Carmella come Carmella was being invited by Bianca Belair, Sasha Banks, and they're kind of having a trios faction or something, which I'm not very interested about, because they each of them are very capable of holding their own women's title, and they should go for either of them after this program if one of them wins. But I don't know why they are doing this, kind of cutting, trimming down. Already their women's roster in the SmackDown is very low, kind of in the top status, but don't know how it will be going. Maybe they could have a perfect solution for Liv Morgan here after this. Liv Morgan is a great baby face, so uh, Sasha Banks getting the victory, and be a Sasha Banks versus Liv Morgan program, kind of they maybe they could be gearing for that. Just a thought that came through. And this segment was pretty cool to watch through, pretty nice to watch through, I would say. And in the end we saw the heels, actually the three of them. I mean, Belair, and Belair was getting attacked by uh, Carmella and Zelina Vega, and after that, Sasha Banks actually logged in the bank statement via her braided hair, Belair's braided hair, and that was the ending of it. And the show ended very well, and I'm liking the way actually this is getting built, and I'm expecting to be a very good match. And this is not repetitive like the Raw Women's Title picture, which we have seen so many times, singles match, triple threat match, and this is not like that. They had the match at WrestleMania, and after 4 months they are having this match. So I'm totally okay with that. Some of them says that this is just a rematch, but why are you watching then Raw Women's Title? Uh, I mean, look at that scenario. It's so better than that. So it's so it was this was a comfortable show. This was a comfortable, nice show, good show overall, I would say. And that the opening and the closing, that got me very well. And the IC title win for Shinsuke Nakamura was a great booking that they did. And hopefully fresh I mean challenges for Shinsuke Nakamura that I'm expecting. And maybe for SummerSlam, that I wanted to see. Let's see. I don't want to see a rematch with Apollo Crews, because I don't know, man. I don't want to see why. Uh, he's not been a good. I mean, the booking has not been a. But character was good, but the booking has been not been good. It's just like that. So that was the show, guys. But we get into the. This was a SmackDown show. So what's your thought on SmackDown? Then put it on the comment section below. So we get into the AEW Rampage show. This is like I'm just getting over to SmackDown show and then going to watch Rampage like in a hurry, because just 1 minute remaining to start the show. And I was just like, would be started or something, because this is a debut show. So I was too excited for this as well. This was a very good hour of very good. Hour of Rampage, I would say. The way actually the people expected, uh, it was not it was not, I would say that it was not a like a greatest kind of thing, because you cannot say that, because this is just the first episode. So maybe next week big debut is going to be happening, CM Punk, that I am very expecting. So if that happens, this show is not gonna be remembered. It's gonna be second episode is gonna be overshadow this show so much levels. So so we get into the first match, the kick things off. And the opening, man, they actually running down the card by Chris Jericho. The graphics was I mean, Chris Jericho kind of missed the graphics. I mean, graphic was being shown, and Chris Jericho kind of missed to how to say the. I mean, what all matches are being in this show. I mean, the 1 hour show. So kind of a start where they were kind of having a problem in figuring out how to do the rundown of the card. So again, I would say that the four commentary table, four commentary thing, it's not going good. And I'm not interested in this. Maybe they if they could have Taz, Chris Jericho, and Excalibur, that's enough, I would say. And anyways, that was a major negative in the show, I would say. But it get used to in the later on the show, I would say, when they didn't have too much of communication. But the first match, the Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage for the Impact World Championship, this match had a lot of screaming, a lot of noise, because already there's a packed crowd. I mean, man, the AEW crowd is so fun to listen, man. I mean, it's one of the best crowd that of any wrestling promotion right now, and it's so lively and enthusiastic they are. And we first get into the Kenny Omega versus Christian Cage as well. This was an awesome match, I would say. Not the great match. I mean, not the best or great match, I would say, but this was a good match, fueled by a very hot crowd. And we had a Brian Hebner referee, and for some or the other reason, they didn't rang the bell before the match and started the match, and that was being tweeted in the Twitter when I checked on it. And uh, and again, this match was a good match, and where Christian Cage wins the and becomes the new Impact World Championship. And the way I was expecting, that actually happened. And a lot of near falls here and there, and lot of heel attempts by Kenny Omega. That was good. And the crowd actually made this match very lot better, I would say. The match itself was, if this would have happened in a no crowd situation, this would have been kind of a pretty good match kind of scenario. But reaction on to the big things, like the kind of a reverse near fall and the comebacks and all for Cage. And Cage is so smooth in the ring, and he's like Kevin Owens. He can hang it up with anyone, and he's never gonna be a bad one to watch through. And he was going for a tree trigger, but he actually escapes that, and goes for the one winged angel. And they actually teased it, one winged angel, and the that his finisher kill switch in the opening of this match. But that was good. And in the ending of this match, we saw Omega hit a Snapdragon suplex to take back control. He then landed another. Omega went for another one, but Cage rolled outside and snapped Omega's neck on the top rope. Great opening for Christian after that. And after a frog splash, and Callis then distracted the ref, and Omega hit a low blow. The Young Bucks then came down and threw a chair, but Cage actually hit the kill switch on Omega onto the chair for the pinfall victory. So you could see a rematch kind of thing, maybe a rematch in the future, because this was not a no DQ situation. So he kind of win by a kind of a kill switch onto the chair. So again, man, this is a very great, a very good moment for Christian Cage finally winning the Impact Championship. And we are gonna see Christian Cage on the Impact as well on 16 and 17. And as soon as this happened, Impact is like announcing so much things. And the first challenger for Christian Cage is gonna be Brian Myers, which I'm not very entertained for to see. Maybe let's see how it goes. And after the match, Jurassic Express comes up, hit the ring to celebrate with Cage. And this was a great moment, man. And there's a lot of speculation that going on, like Andrade would be having a uh, I mean, Andrade versus Kenny Omega, that's happening this week at AAA promotion. He would be losing the title as well, this to Andrade. And finally Andrade going with the AAA championship against Park. That would be great. And Kenny Omega having only one, so not a belt collector anymore, maybe going into the All Out. And I'm done with this belt collector. They have done this very well for 1 year. And if, just to change it a bit, you can do that, because he's already a heel. So there's not a lot of thing, the championship thing that's being situated around. I mean, situation around like championship situation, like because of the championship, lot of championship he's excuse me, because of the championship he's kind of booked that way. No, that's not the case. And uh, a great match. We got a Miro versus Fear God Soul. I didn't expect to be a match that's gonna be too long, and this was just a squash match where they had a stipulation as well. Where Fear God Soul wants to have a AEW contract, so he was fighting for that. So kind of a Drake Maverick situation that they did in NXT, but very different in this. We would say, I would say, and Miro actually finished this with a Samoan drop and fired up, hit his kick and locked in the game over. Fear God also tapped out, and he was very emotional. Tony Khan made his first ever, debut in a front of live fans, and he just uh, handed over the contract to, I think it was Sammy Guevara, and Sammy Guevara tells him that sometimes losing is the one who losing is the time when you actually win the hearts of so many people, and he actually gets a contract, and it actually more than the match, I actually got emotional and got a very good moment from this actually, and it was a great moment that they created, and he hugged Sammy Guevara out, and they had uh, a post match we saw after that. Darby Allin Sting had a promo were shown in the rafters before cutting to a Darby promo video, and they says that they kind of highlights Darby's promo were kind of best in the world that they did. So very great tease that for the last time in this week. I mean, for finally we will be getting CM Punk's debut. Man, I'm very excited, and we get a main event: Britt Baker versus Red Velvet for the AEW Women's Championship. And man, the reaction for Britt Baker, man, it was it was barely the commentators were barely being I mean, audible actually, because she was getting so many, because especially it was in a home actually, and I didn't think that Britt Baker is not gonna lose the title. I didn't think so, but Red Velvet had a lot of a good story that they told. Britt Baker's hand was a story where she actually had the hand injury, and also Red Velvet actually controlled her hand where she was going for the lockjaw attempt, and then she actually turned it around with the left hand. That was good, and that was a good story that they told here, and a lot of back and forth, a lot of comeback for. I mean, there were good moments for Red Velvet as well, having offenses on Britt Baker. So it was not a kind of a squash scenario, I would say. And Red Velvet really good looked good here in this match. And in the ending of this match, we saw Baker hits stinging neck Baker with a leg hook, and then want into crucifix into the lockjaw. Velvet rolled through for a 2 count, and Velvet then took off Baker's cast, and Rebel tried to distract before Baker rolled Velvet up to a 2 count again, and Rebel was ejected, and Velvet hit a super kick, moonsault from top rope. Baker out of nowhere hit a neck breaker on Velvet before landing a great curb storm. I mean, this is the curb storm that could be a kind of a I mean, it's like way better than Seth Rollins sometimes when I look at this was a good one. And Velvet went to sink in the lockjaw on Baker, but Baker countered and couldn't get in the Velvet because of a bad arm. That was a great story, I would say. And she went the other way and got the victory. And I would say this was a great main event, I would say, to close out the show. Overall, this show was a this was a amazing show, awesome show, I would say that. The fact that I was very waiting for this show, and they didn't really disappointed us, because Christian Cage winning, that was a great moment for itself, for this 1 hour show, as well as Figueroa Soul moment, as well as a great main event. So all of them had something that actually got there. So I would say this was a really great show that actually flew by. And I mean, you cannot compare SmackDown with Rampage, because it's just been 1 week first episode of Rampage, and especially the one for 1 hour show cannot do that, and I'm not going to do that. And yeah, so this is going to be the pattern that we are gonna follow going forward. Like SmackDown and AEW Rampage review is going to be reviewed in a same episode, and New Japan Strong would be reviewed in a separate episode, and that would be coming in few hours, guys. So what's your thoughts on the Smackdown, and what's your thoughts on the Rampage show, the first ever debut show, and how excited are you for next week, man? I'm so excited for next week's Rampage, the United Centers show, and the seats are barely left right now, and as I think so, and it's been sold out, I think so, and so very waiting for that. I hope this is a great weekend for wrestling. So I would say, and I'll see you guys in the next one. And then be safe, stay energetic, and peace, guys.